Hey everybody, welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQCW and of course, NoDQ.com. Thanks as always for checking out the website. We've had our busiest week ever in terms of website traffic. There's so much going on right now in the world of WWE. Lots of news. Not a whole lot in TNA actually. In fact, we don't even have Impact Wrestling spoilers at this point. I guess the people that usually provide the spoilers, they went to Raw and SmackDown instead. So hopefully we'll have something up. If not, people will be tuning into Impact not knowing what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens with that. We got a lot of polls on the site, a lot of videos, a lot of pictures. So stay tuned and keep spreading the word. I really do appreciate all the support from you guys. But right now, I got a ton of questions here in my inbox trying to get through them all. So let's just dig right into it. Is Brock Lesnar going to be a heel or a face? I suspect he's going to be a heel. That's what makes sense. He's this big, dominating monster, and I think WWE is going to push him as a heel. And when you look at the people he'll likely be having matches with, it makes sense for him to be a heel versus John Cena, versus Undertaker, versus The Rock, so on and so forth. I mean, it makes sense for Brock to be the heel. Now, whether he gets booed or not remains to be seen. I mean, Brock Lesnar is seen by a lot of fans as a conquering hero. He went to the UFC and he proved that a pro wrestler could make it in real fights. So I know a lot of people are behind Brock for that reason, and it's going to be interesting because he is a legend. He is a legendary figure, both in WWE and UFC. So I don't know. I mean, especially with John Cena, I could imagine most of the crowd being behind Lesnar. But you know, WWE is going to continue to do what they want to do with Cena, and I think they're going to try their best to make Brock a monster heel. Do you agree that this Monday's Raw was the best in years, like everyone said? I say it only because of the crowd and Brock Lesnar. I definitely agree that this week's Raw was one of the best episodes in a long time, and it was one of those nights where all the stars aligned. You had a red-hot crowd, one of the best Raw crowds of all time. I mean, they were hot for everything pretty much, but we'll get to that more in a few minutes. When you take out the crowd, I mean, WWE built towards the future. I mean, they brought out Brock Lesnar at the end. They did something that's going to keep people interested. And if you tuned in Raw and you weren't really a wrestling fan or you were watching for the first time in a long time, you would think that WWE is a really hot commodity. I mean, you saw the hot crowd, you saw Brock Lesnar, and the rest of the show I thought was well done. I mean, The Rock teased that he was going to go for the WWE title. So there's a lot of things to keep your average person interested in WWE. So on that note, I think it was a huge success. Hey Aaron, could you please answer in video because I am new to Formspring. Do you think Karma could go as far as China did? Absolutely. I think if she keeps her head in the game and she's able to stay focused on the task at hand, I think she could be a huge star, perhaps bigger than China. I mean, Karma is a great worker, and she has a great look, and I think that if they continue to push her and then she continues to put in the effort, she definitely has the potential to be one of the top divas of all time, I think. And hopefully things will work out for her because I think she has a lot of talent. What do you think are Vince's personal thoughts on Chris Benoit? I'd have to imagine that Vince McMahon is extremely disappointed with what happened with Chris Benoit. I mean, Vince always appreciates guys that work really hard, and Chris Benoit had built up this legacy for himself, and then to throw it all away, I mean, it's just a shame. I'm sure Vince is just, it bothers him a lot that went down, because I'm sure he thought highly of Benoit and was upset that Benoit basically just threw everything away in one moment. Massive props to WWE for doing what it takes to bring Brock back. My question is, now that Rock and Brock have returned, is there anyone else left that WWE could call upon that could have a similar impact? I'm mainly thinking after next Mania, for example. I think if and when Batista comes back, and you know there was also the rumors about him, and perhaps he was just in town. I guess he had some other project going on, but also maybe he was there to support Ric Flair and the Horsemen. But I still think it's possible we'll see Batista back. I think that you know, he's getting older and he's gonna want to have another opportunity to make some big money, and I see it happening. And when he does come back, I think at least for the short term that'll make an impact. hopefully there'll be some new talent for him to work with. I mean, there's really no point in him coming back and then just feuding with John Cena again or Randy Orton. You want to have him in there with some new blood. I mean, I guess you could do Batista and The Rock, maybe, and maybe Batista versus CM Punk, but it might be better if he waits a little bit longer and see what happens in terms of new stars being developed, because if Batista comes back and faces the same guys again, it's not really going to have that much of an impact. And besides Batista, maybe Sting. But the thing is, the longer WWE waits bringing Sting in, I think the less impact he's going to have. Because, I mean, a lot of the younger fans aren't going to have any idea who Sting is. So unless WWE does extensive video promos hyping up Sting, I don't see Sting making a huge difference at this point, other than maybe coming in and doing the one match with Undertaker or something like that. Hey Aaron, appreciate the website. Visit daily. Just wondering, your thoughts on No Way Out 2001, and did you notice HHH slicing his head open after the match had finished? Also, how do I contribute to NoDQ, i.e. blogs or reviews? No Way Out 2001 was a great pay-per-view because of the 3 Stages of Hell match in particular. I mean, Austin and Triple H had a great feud, and there's just a great confrontation between those two. But unfortunately, the follow-up was weak by WWE. I mean, they could have done Austin winning the title at WrestleMania and then having Triple H come back and say, hey, I beat you in that 3 Stages of Hell and I want the title shot because I believe I'm the best. And I proved it already. But instead, they aligned Austin and Triple H, which made absolutely no sense at all. So yeah, I mean, that was a great pay-per-view. And if you want to contribute to NoDQ, I mean, you can always send in news tips or opinions or videos or whatever to any of the social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, or email nodqmisc@gmail.com. So yeah, if you want to submit anything, just go through those outlets. Hey Aaron, I got 2 questions. What will happen with WWE talking about making a match at WrestleMania 29 on Raw? What happened, I think you're saying? Why didn't they actually officially announce a match? And number 2, with Lesnar's return, do you think Lesnar would face Cena, Rock, or possibly Undertaker if WrestleMania 28 wasn't his last match at WrestleMania 29? Thanks, asked by Rayz, R-A-Y-E-Z. Well, they teased that something was going to happen. I mean, first of all, they teased Brock versus Cena, and I suspect that's going to happen sooner than later. I don't know if they're going to wait all the way to WrestleMania 29 for that. They also, I think the tease for WrestleMania 29 was Rock going for the WWE title. I suspect that next year's WrestleMania, there will be a WWE title match with Rock involved. Whether he's the challenger or the champion going in remains to be seen. But I do think that's what the match for WrestleMania 29 was about, was Rock going for the WWE title. And like I said earlier, with Lesnar, the thing is with Lesnar, he's got about 30 to 40 dates that he signed on for. So he's going to be around, I think, quite a bit more than The Rock was this past year. And I suspect he'll do at least three big pay-per-view matches. So you can have one with Rock, one with Cena, one with Undertaker. I think all those are more than likely to happen. Just leaving AA, I think you mean America Airlines Arena, headed back to Tennessee. Had excellent time, WWE. My question is, what the hell happened? Rock talked, Cena asked him to come out, but everyone knew Brock was there. Did Cena sleep with Stephanie? WWE has buried the face of the company. Big mistake? I have a little bit of trouble understanding your question here, but I think you're trying to say, why did WWE bury John Cena? And I've actually got a few questions about this regarding Cena, like with WrestleMania and The Rock, and then the next night on Raw. Like I said, looking back at the whole situation with WrestleMania and Raw the next night, I really don't have an issue with how WWE handled John Cena. I mean, he made the one mistake at the WrestleMania match. He got too cocky and it cost him. But he came out and cut that great promo, and I thought it was really well done by Cena, and I think it allowed him to save face a little bit. And as far as Brock is concerned, I mean, Brock came out and he went after the big stars. I mean, that's what makes logical sense. And, you know, he stuck out his hand for Cena, and Cena was going to shake his hand, and then Brock picked him up and hit him with the F5. So it was kind of a cheap shot right there. So, I mean, it's building up a feud, and I don't really think they buried Cena. I mean, they're really careful to protect him, and they're just trying to build up future storylines, and that's all there is to it. So Kane was at WrestleMania. So whatever happened to WWE's world record plan of the biggest crowd with the masks or whatever it was? Was there ever a point to bring him back with a mask? Well, first of all, regarding WWE's plan, obviously that changed when Rey Mysterio got hurt and Sin Cara got hurt. I mean, I think the plan was for Rey to face Sin Cara at WrestleMania, and obviously things fell through. I think the idea of bringing Kane back with the mask was just because they wanted to do something different with him. I mean, he had been playing that same character without the mask for so many years, and why not bring him back with the mask before he rides off into the sunset? And the masks. Well, the thing is, I don't even think they. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't even think they've put new masks on sale yet, which is really perplexing if they haven't. I mean, you can make a lot of money off the masks, and it makes sense to take advantage of that. So if they haven't been marketing the masks since he's returned, I am quite stumped as to why. I can't handle another year-long feud. As much as I like Cena, it's obvious that Brock didn't come back to lose. Thoughts on the matter? And holy hell, don't you think it'd be sweet if Cena dissed the crap out of the haters? You know he can talk. All right. Well, yeah. Regarding Brock, I meant Brock. Regarding Brock coming back to lose, yeah. I mean, I could see Brock going over in most of his matches. If he faces Undertaker WrestleMania, obviously we know the outcome of that one. But yeah. I mean, as long as they continue to have Cena win big matches over the next several months, if he loses a match now and then to somebody, I don't think it's going to make a huge deal. I kind of find it funny how Cena's been winning so many times, and now the one time he loses cleanly, everyone's saying, oh my God, Cena's getting buried. What's going on here? So, I mean, it's okay for John Cena to lose every once in a while. And regarding him talking trash about the haters, the thing about John Cena's character here is that in a way, he's a great heel because he doesn't give in. He doesn't break down and start ranting on people. He stays cool and calm, and he says, you know what, I'm going to rise above hate. And I think people hate that he doesn't get pissed off and lashes out at everybody. And in a way, that's what makes him a great heel, even though he's not a heel. I just think if you turn him heel and have him talk trash on people, then people start cheering him. So does that really make him a heel or not? So I mean, in a way, I love what they're doing with him right now, and I think that is the way to keep him over to the degree that he's at, because he is such a dynamic character, and you have people that either love him or they hate him, and I think that works great in terms of him getting the big reactions when he comes out. Hey Aaron, what did you think of the debut of ATrain's new gimmick character? I didn't like it at all, and I think WWE could have done something better with him. Seems like they're just going to put him in squash matches similar to Brodus Clay. Well, that's what they do with every new character. They always bring in the new character and have him win a series of matches to build him up as a new star. So there's nothing wrong with that. Regarding ATrain's debut, I wasn't all that impressed with it. I think that it's kind of a bad sign when you have such a hot crowd, and I think the point of the show where they seemed the most bored was when A-Train came out. I mean, there were a few light A-Train chants, but beyond that, they weren't really into that match at all, I don't think. And that could be a bad sign, because next week you're going to go back to your usual casual audience, and they're probably not going to react to him much at all. So it could be a bad sign, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, in the ring, he was okay, but he didn't blow me away or anything, and you know, the claws, something that Kane's been doing recently, so it's nothing special. But who knows? Maybe it'll work out. But right now, I definitely have my doubts about him. All right, that'll wrap things up for today's edition of NoDQ&A video. Like I said, thanks for watching, as always, and supporting the website. I do appreciate each and every person that takes the time to spread the word on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.